This is the Essential Hot Tub Select Series 60 Jet 6-Person Lounger. What won me over is how easily it delivers a real spa-level massage without turning into a chore to operate or maintain. I would put this in the backyard spa category that makes sense for anyone who wants reliable hydrotherapy and a comfortable social soak without committing to a permanent built-in installation. If you have a small to medium patio or a corner of a deck, and you want something that genuinely helps you unwind after work, ease sore muscles after a run, or host a relaxed evening with friends, this fits that lane really well. The design is understated in a good way. The shell has a clean ivory look with a natural brown cabinet that blends into wood, stone, or composite surroundings. It is not flashy, and that is exactly why it works across different styles of outdoor spaces. The footprint is generous enough for a family, yet it does not dominate the patio. I have moved around it while carrying towels and a tray and never felt cramped. The lounger is the centerpiece, shaped to keep your legs aligned and your back supported, and the bucket seats around it vary in depth, which matters because not everyone is the same height. I am about 5 feet 10 inches, and I sink into the lounger without feeling like I will float up, while a shorter friend prefers one of the slightly shallower corner seats. Little things help with day-to-day use. The molded cup holders are exactly where your hand expects them. The control panel sits at an angle that you can read when steam is rising. The main drain is accessible, and the filter compartment is easy to reach without tools. The insulated cover that comes with it is sturdy, lines up cleanly, and actually seals. That sounds minor, but it adds up to a tub that stays cleaner and holds heat. Setup for me was straightforward as long as you are ready for a 240-volt connection. I had an electrician install a dedicated line with a ground fault circuit interrupter, and once that was in place, the rest was simple. I positioned the tub on a level surface, filled it with a garden hose, bled a little air from the pump as the manual suggests, and let it heat. Getting from cold hose water to soaking temperature took patience on the first day, but after that initial heat up, it has been easy. Day to day, the controls are friendly. The panel has clear buttons for temperature up and down, jets, and lighting. I never had to dig through a manual to figure out how to switch between water features or start the light show. It just made sense. What matters most is how it feels in use. The 60 jets are not just a number on paper. They are zoned in a way that you can actually tailor the massage to your body. Each corner seat has a dial that acts like a volume knob for water flow. If my lower back is tight, I open the cluster behind me and tone down the shoulder jets. If I want a foot massage, I close off the back jets a bit and concentrate pressure in the footwell. You can turn certain groups off entirely, and that has two benefits. You reduce splash for quieter conversation, and you concentrate power where you want it. The lounger has a balanced mix of fine, bubbling jets and stronger, pulsing ones, so you can either sink into a gentle fizz or lean into a deeper knead across the calves and mid-back. With all zones wide open, it gets lively and a touch noisy, which you would expect from moving that much water. With selective adjustments, it settles into a more spa-like hum. The lighting is better than I expected. At night, I set a single color for a calm soak, usually a soft blue or warm white. When friends come over, I switch to a slow cycling mode. The light is diffused enough to avoid glare in the water, and the control is a single tap. Temperature control is precise and predictable. If I bump it up by 2 degrees Fahrenheit before dinner, it is exactly where I want it by the time I step in. The heater holds temperature well with the cover on. On a chilly evening with the air in the 40s, I saw only a couple of degrees drop over several hours with the jets off and the cover closed, which tells me the insulation is doing its job. I tested this across a bunch of real situations. After a long bike ride, I used the lounger with the leg jets strong and the back jets moderate. The calves loosened up in about 10 minutes, and the next morning I felt noticeably less stiff. On a quiet Sunday night, I turned most jets down to low, set the lights to a single tone, and just floated in the corner seat with my neck supported. That seat is a sweet spot for people who prefer not to fight buoyancy on a lounger. On a family afternoon, 2 adults and 2 kids fit comfortably without elbows knocking, and the kids loved controlling the corner dials while we kept the splash factor under control. I tried a winter check too, running it on a windy evening. The cover stayed secure, the heat recovery after opening was steady, and the wind did not whip the surface as much as I expected because the lip of the shell offers a little shelter around the water line. Maintenance has been refreshingly easy. I do a quick skim with a net when needed, wipe the water line with a soft cloth, and pull the filter cartridge for a rinse under a hose once a week during heavy use. The chemistry has been stable with routine care. The manual's guidance on balancing water is clear, and the tub responds predictably to small adjustments. Draining and refilling is not an all-day saga. The built-in drain port makes it a set-and-forget process, and the shell rinses clean without holding onto film. The cabinet panels feel solid, and after sun, rain, and a few hot and cold swings, there are no rattles or creaks. A couple of honest notes on what could be better. At full blast, the pump noise is noticeable, especially if you are sitting right next to the control side. It is not loud enough to drown out conversation, but it is present. The lounger is fantastic for me, but a shorter guest floated a bit when the jets were strong, so if you are very petite, you might prefer the deeper bucket seats over the lounger. In bright midday sun, the control screen can wash out a little, though the physical buttons still make it easy to operate by feel. The cover is well insulated and not overly heavy, but if you plan to open and close it solo every day, a simple cover lift accessory will make life easier, which is not included out of the box. None of these are deal breakers for me, but they are worth knowing before you buy. The best moments with this tub have been simple. Late at night, with the lights on a soft blue and the jets focused just on the lower back, I can feel my shoulders drop and the day fall away. After yard work, I target the footwell and the calves and feel that pins and needles tension melt. During a casual hangout with friends, we keep most jets at a low setting so we can talk, and the seating layout lets everyone find a comfortable depth without awkward shuffling. Even small touches like the cup holders end up making a difference. It is nice not to balance a drink on the deck rail or negotiate where to set a phone. Everything is molded where it should be. There are smart touches that I appreciate the more I use it. The corner dials are a brilliant way to control water zones without diving into a menu. The layout of jets across seats means you can vary the experience by moving one seat over, instead of repeating the same pattern in each spot. The insulated cover and the shell seem to work together to keep heat in. That shows up as fewer temperature swings and a heater that is not constantly fighting to maintain the set point. The ergonomics feel genuinely considered. The headrests sit at angles that keep your neck neutral instead of pushing your chin down, and the footwell is deep enough that taller folks are not crowding each other. If you are deciding whether this is right for you, here is my take. If you want a backyard tub that delivers adjustable, targeted massage with real control, that looks clean without being flashy, and that you can keep running without feeling like you took on a second job, this is a great match. If you plan to host bigger groups regularly, be realistic. It says 6-person, and you can physically fit that many, but the sweet spot is 4 adults for true comfort. If you need true plug and play on a standard household outlet, this is not that. It wants a 240-volt line, and it is worth doing correctly. Set up that electrical line once, and the day-to-day experience is smooth. After weeks of nightly soaks, post-workout recovery sessions, and family hangouts, the Essential Hot Tub Select Series 60 Jet 6-person lounger has earned a permanent spot in my routine. It is comfortable, customizable, and easy to live with. It has the little conveniences that reduce friction and the big performance where it counts. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel and drop your questions or your own experiences in the comments. Thank you for watching.